All right, everybody, welcome to the JJ and Pug Show. It is November 26th, 2024, recording from the Highland Communities Podcast Studios. This is Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, brackets, REBORN. This is heavy. By the band, Set It Off. And I'm telling you right now, this song is awesome. And I'm going to credit you, because I'm pretty sure because you sent me that last song, this one showed up on my algorithm. And I've listened to it a lot since then. Like, the whole, like, all the lyrics. Yeah. Like, listen to these lyrics.
I like it. It's, like, fast, but, like, clear.
Yeah. Dude,
I could listen to this on the Harley, no problem, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is a good song. The lyrics are so tricky, because they talk about, like, they use a lot of children's stories. What's the word I'm looking for?
What?
Like children's rhymes? Why am I trying to think about, like, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jumped over the candlestick? Like, what is that?
It's a children's story?
Whatever. I can't remember.
There's a word for it. I know what you're talking about.
I'm so pissed off that I can't remember it. But anyway.
Fable?
No, like, kind of. But anyway, so they take those lyrics and they change them just a little bit to where it's definitely something different. Like, this is going to be probably a good example right here. See, like, it's good. It's good stuff. Anyway, so again, this Set It Off, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. I did have to beep a couple times, so when you hear that, you know, it'll throw you off a bit. Before we got started, we had quite a few conversations that we were having about stuff. Specifically, one was about the goals that we set at the very beginning of the show. Now, we still got a month and a half, really, to go to actually accomplish those goals. You basically did.
Did I? I have to go back and see what they were.
But yours was basically, you were talking about at that time of possibly doing a show. You did it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember if you actually, like, fully confirmed, like, committed to it.
I was on the fence, probably.
Yeah. I was so vague about my goal. My goal was, I just don't want to hurt, and I am not accomplishing that goal at all. Like, just sitting here, I've got a little bit of a pain going on right now on my shoulder, my neck. Okay. That's just because I am terrible at it. Secondly, I've also got this weird knee pain going on. And it's because I'm just terrible at stretching, I guess.
You know, that's my problem, is I don't, like, I got told by a chiropractor, because he's, you know, like, in the sport of working out and lifting and stuff, if you stretch, it's very beneficial, right? Yeah. Lean muscle, it helps just all kinds of stuff. My chiropractor's like, you know, if you stretch, you'd be better, right? Like, I know you know that. Why don't you do it? I'm like, because it's just an extra 10 minutes I have to spend somewhere.
Yes, it's so stupid. It's like, why am I unwilling to sacrifice?
It's literally 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And it's like, you know what I should do is I started doing this, like, I don't know, a few years ago, and I stopped immediately. But it's like everybody sits down and watches TV. And I honestly don't remember the last time other than football. And I can't wait for that talk, because that Dallas Cowboy game was out of control.
It was absolutely drunk.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that in the next episode. But every commercial, I would do stretches, like, because I'd say, hey, it's 2 or 3 minutes at a time, like, whatever. And then I fell out of that real quick. And
dude, that's
the way to do it, right? Every commercial, just bend over, grab your toes, like, just, you know, breathe through it, or just some kind of stretching, right? And you can get through quite a bit of stretches that way. But it really didn't take very long at the end of a workout. But instead, I'm like, no, I'm done.
Or before a workout. Like,
well, before, there's different workouts you do. That's the thing. Like, you see people do static stretching, right? Before a workout. I see people in there, like, doing it. I'm like, what are you doing? That's dynamic stretching's before, static stretching's after. And most people don't understand that, so because they just never care to look. Mm-hmm. But you should be doing, like, high knee stuff, or, like, you know, hip open your hip thrusters up. Just get whatever you're doing should be like that, or arm circle, stuff like that for the beginning. And then afterwards, where you should be getting those long stretches. And you see people doing it backwards. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
my problem is I just don't dedicate the time to doing either of it.
Either do I. Well, I will do the warm-up stuff at the beginning. Like, if I'm doing legs, only if I'm really doing legs, I will do, like, Frankensteins and, like, high knees and stuff, because I don't want to pull anything. Mm-hmm. And that's honestly probably why nothing's happened to my lower body, knock on wood. And it's always my upper body.
That's why you have all the issues.
Yeah, that's why I have all the upper. Like, I've had one knee scoped, which I told you about. But that was because I was running downhill and I felt something pop, and then they fixed that up and it's good to go. But
dude, I can't walk downstairs without my knee popping. Every step down, it
you
will
need
pop.
to go see a doctor,
dude.
Dan Mullen, buddy, we're gonna cameo him right now, and he can.
Dan Mullen.
Mullins.
The head coach from Mississippi State University. I know that's
Dan
the guy's.
Mullins? It's Mullins. I think it's Dan Mullins.
I'm almost positive that's the name of the guy that's in the studio now. He used to be a Mississippi State football head coach.
He was an athletic trainer for people in the professionals and stuff.
Is that you?
It's my phone. Phone now.
Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to give an update that I'm not doing well there. Not doing well there at all.
You still have time.
Yeah. So in going back to when I said that I possibly wanted to try and coach football. And I haven't gone back to it because only dude, if I step on that field and I can't do any of the warm-ups with the team, what kind of hypocrite am I? And it's not because I'm not in the physical shape to do it. It's because I hurt. It would hurt to do everything that they would have to do in the warm-ups. And I've always told myself, if I want to be a coach, I have to, because my coach did that stuff with us.
Oh, yeah. But
he was an old man.
One of them. Most of them don't do that.
Well, I'll say the head coach did. The other ones would watch to make sure that everybody was doing what they're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Dude, head coach would get down and dirty with us, man. He was doing the sprints. He was doing the ladders. He was, he was doing all the stretches. And he was an old man. And that was, I remember years later, he had a heart attack, right? And he was a strength and conditioning coach for, the school. So if you took weights class, he was your guy, right? Typical head coach, right? And I remember afterwards, asking him like, so coach, you're not running anymore? He's like, no, man, I did all that and I still had a heart attack. He's like, what do I care? Dude, it doesn't matter.
It's funny. My wife's, he was an orthopedic surgeon. Is that the mouth? Orthodontist?
Orthodontist, yeah.
Orthodontist, whatever. Yeah, orthodontist. Braces? Yeah, like he did my wisdom teeth and stuff like that, right?
This dude, oral surgeon.
Oral surgeon, there you go. So he was a 70-something-year-old man, dude, eat oatmeal every morning, go for like a 4-mile jog, just all this stuff, right? Boom, had a heart attack and died. I'm like, see? Like, what does it matter? What's it matter? When it's your time, death is undefeated. Yeah. It's true, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter.
It's like the old sports action, Father Time is undefeated, death is undefeated as well.
Death
Guess
is
what?
Undefeated.
You ain't gonna get out of this life alive. Who said that? Is that a lyric? The song lyric?
No,
I can get out of this life alive. I know I've heard that somewhere.
You know what? It was probably a motivational thing on a reel somewhere. Like I've heard.
No,
that
I know
before.
I've seen it in a movie.
Oh,
it had to have been a song. Out of this life alive. Well, maybe it's Fall Out Boy. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So you're sitting over there. You're drinking a Zevia, right? Tastes good, right? Okay. This drives me nuts, Jason. It's one of the stupidest things in the world, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. This is something we haven't done in a little while. In fact, I'm almost positive I don't even know where it is anymore. I'm going to put it right here.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Somebody just showed up to my front door. Well, it looks like they're trying to deliver something. So here's the thing that drives me nuts. These two cans, they are both 12 ounces. What did we do? Why did we decide?
Did it go to the new one? Is the new one that now?
This is not an energy drink. This is just a regular soda. Okay.
They're both 12 ounces?
2 12-ounce cans.
They are.
2 12-ounce cans, 355 milliliters each. Both. One is just a regular soda, also zeros, by the way. Tastes very good. And this right here is an energy drink. Why did we do that?
I don't know, but
why can't we just say, you know what, this is a 12-ounce can. It's been a 12-ounce can for 40 plus years. What do we do this for?
I don't know, but my mind is so bad in the gutter. We're thinking they're the same.
I know. You're thinking of girth versus length.
Yeah, like you're getting the same volume.
Yes, exactly. The volume's the same.
Sorry, that was terrible. I couldn't help myself. The 14-year-old
Trust me,
just
as I'm holding it, I can't deny that I thought the same thing.
Yeah. Like, see, volume's the same. What are you guys worried about?
Back to my grief. My grievance is this. This doesn't fit in anything. You put it in your car, it's going to rattle around all over the cup holder. That doesn't fit, right? There used to be cozies. There's cozies all over for these. Good luck finding one for this.
Yeah, that's
right?
true, yeah.
This is the most annoying thing that energy drinks have done to us, is the strangely shaped can. This is what we've been working with forever.
This is Celsius. This is... This is
the Monsters. If you can go get the
they do have them now.
They have them in this size.
But who drinks a Monster?
I don't know who does it in that size. To be honest.
I'm surprised they make enough of them where people obviously do.
They're buying them,
but I don't know why. I'm like, if I'm getting a Monster, I'm getting a 16 ounces. I want the extra 4 ounces.
Yes. Somebody told me this. This is where they blamed Red Bull.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually think that they're right, because when Red Bull came out, this was the size of the can, right? It was a 12-ounce can. But
was it a 12-ounce can?
I mean, maybe. Either way, it was a tall, skinny can.
Yeah.
It was a tall, skinny can, right? And it was... And they said, the thing about it that was nice is you could fit more in a cooler. But you listen to me. Volume's the same, right? We already discussed this.
Right.
Volume is the same. It just is so irritating me. It's like, dude, let's just stick with the same size can. Come on now. And now we got those little mini 7.5 ounce cans, which I actually enjoy because to me, it's like the perfect amount. Like if I want to have a Coca-Cola, a little 7.5 ounce can, it's great. That's all I want.
That little shot.
Yeah, just gives me a little bit of a taste of it, and I'm good. And I don't need more than that.
Honestly, I used to throw away more because I could drink a Coke Zero especially during prep. You just something a little bit different water.
Yeah.
Get a few drinks and throw it away. But the problem is those smaller cans cost way more.
I know they do.
Why?
Why are we doing this to ourselves?
I know. I just want a couple drinks and give me a shot glass of just Coke, and I'm good to go.
Oh, dude, it's even worse. So you know those drinks that I love. They're really, really good. The Alpine Bliss cans.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's even worse about those is they are not 12 ounces, but they're just a little bit taller than this. Same width as this. So not the same volume. So in this mini fridge that we have here in the studio, by the way, it's got in the door like this slot that's perfect for put these side by side so it comes all the way down. Those Alpine Bliss ones are just a little too long. Don't fit in there. It's so dumb. We need to have some singularity here in can size, okay? Let's band together as a country. Tell these, beverage manufacturers, guys, one size. Let's just stick with one, okay? We can do one.
I don't think they will for some dumb reason.
They're not going to. It's annoying though. Okay.
Yeah.
I got that off my chest. I actually had these sitting in here all day long just so I could show. And some of it's because this morning I drink this, but I put it in what are these things called? Those like heavily insulated cans or cups. What do we call them? Tumblers.
Tumbler, yeah.
I guess we call them a tumbler. Anyway, and I drink one of this, but I fill that tumbler up with ice. So I put this in and I just kind of crunch the ice while I'm drinking it on the treadmill. And I got done with my drink before I was done with the treadmill. I'm like, oh, I want a little bit more. So let's do this. It's also zeros. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be less. Nope, it's not less.
Nope.
It just drove me freaking crazy that morning. Maybe it's because I was like super amped on the caffeine, so my anger was super high.
Sounds like you need to take it down a notch.
It was also because I was stocking the fridge, which I'm sure you noticed.
I did.
Well stocked.
Yes.
And I was trying to get those stupid Alpine Blisses in that slot that's unusable. I keep using these words that I know someone's going to be laughing and giggling to themselves. All right, but that's all I have for the cans. Okay, cans done, over with. Okay, do you have anything you want? Any grievances you would like to air?
No. Well, I don't think so. I don't know.
You should show everybody that awesome picture.
Oh yes, this is something my daughter drew. It's our logo.
That's freaking adorable. It's so beautiful. I love it.
It's cool, and obviously it's a little tough because of the fact that the colors and she's 11, and she's
that's actually the thing that I find most impressive. Is she did a really good job with the colors.
Yeah, and so she doesn't listen to this, so I can say this. My other daughters will laugh though. So she comes up and she's like, "Dad, I want to paint." She bought these paint things on her own, and she's like, "I want to paint my teacher something." I'm like, "All right, cool." And so she goes, "I'm going to paint her a beach," and I'm like, "Whatever, good for you." Like, I'm not going to tell you no.
Yeah.
So she comes over and she goes, "Does this look like the color of sand?" I was like, "Sure." Like, it's a little darker, like a little orangish, but it's sand. So she's over there doing her own thing, right? And I'm not paying attention. Dude, she comes over and she shows me this picture. I was like, I'll be damned. It's a beach. She put surfboards on it and stuff. I was like, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, she's got the whole ocean scene. I'm like,
you found out you got an artist in the family, huh?
I don't know if I call her that, but I'm like, she definitely has a little bit of then she does this, and I'm like, why don't we start exploring this? But this is the same kid that we got her into violin, right? Mm-hmm. She wanted to play an instrument. I'm like, cool, play the violin. She's like, okay. And when she first started, it was like listening to nails on a chalkboard in the other room. You're like, oh my gosh. But now she plays songs on it, and she's enjoying it. And then I come around the corner the other day, and I can hear somebody playing the guitar. She's sitting playing the guitar, playing the same thing she'd play on the violin, but on the guitar. And I'm like, please just tell me I have one kid that's musically gifted. Because I tried to get Allie and Lexi into music.
Sucking Allie and Lexi.
I tried. They were like,
disappointments.
No. Yeah, seriously. All they do is milk me for soccer money. At least you could have done something.
At least you got some athletics out of it. You can go watch that happen.
That's true. It could be worse.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I tried so hard to get my kids to play the piano. One of my biggest regrets as a teenager, right? Yeah.
And because I went and took the singing lessons over the piano lessons because it was easier. And I can't sing for crap anymore, but if I would have been playing the piano, at least would have learned the basics.
Yeah.
I probably could sit down and at least surprise somebody.
See, and my problem is I took the piano. I know the basics. I'm pissed at myself that I didn't stick with it.
You could probably, dude, that should be your goal for 2025. To play.
You know, we
should do that. Let's make a commitment in not now. We'll wait till January. Hold on, because things may change.
Hey, hey, you know what? Let's start it in December. That way we're not like every other rube out there that makes it the goal in January, like myself that I've already discussed. How I didn't fulfill. But
just gives you an extra month to not do it.
I actually told my wife I have a goal that what I will do, I have a weight goal in mind before the baby is born. And I think I can do it, and I'm going to do it. I made
don't do it by fasting and crap because it's just going to come right back.
I made a realistic goal where it's like, okay, if I can get to this number by that date.
How far out is she?
We got 4 months.
4 months.
We got 4 months.
2 pounds a week safe times 16. So you could lose 30 pounds, 25, 30 pounds.
I set the goal of 20. I said
definitely
20,
attainable.
Like I say, I think that's something that I can do. It's not gonna absolutely kill me to do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it. And I set that goal Sunday. Day 1 or 2 days down, we're doing all right. Yeah. We're doing all right.
I'll talk to you in 3 weeks.
I know. When I totally bail on it.
When you're munching on a pizza on camera. Yeah, I was just doing my cheat meal.
The worst part of that is it's going to be, I'm doing this through the holidays.
That is going to be the toughest thing.
Which is funny because like I don't eat any different in the holidays than I do every other day of the year.
Oh, I do.
I don't at all. Bro. Like which is not great for me. Yeah. I eat like crap every other day of the year.
I'm not so I checked EOS is open on Thanksgiving Day till 4 p.m. I will get up. I don't care how late I work tomorrow night. I will get up and go before I go and make the trek out to my sister's house in Buckeye.
Oh, you told me what that list is looking like.
Yeah, this list. So yeah, all our plans for Thanksgiving fell through. So my sister had asked me, this is my new sister for the longtime listeners, right? So she'd asked us to come and we couldn't, we always have my in-laws and they were the only people that take care of them. So I had to tell her no. And then we waited. Well, then I hit her up within a week, I'm like, hey, everybody fell through. If you still would like us to come, we can come. And dude, it was like, did my phone, dude, you should see the list of stuff. She's actually baking stuff right now as we're recording, sending me photos of things, but blueberry cobbler, fudge pie, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait.
Oh, I thought that was a baby. No, I guess we got to hit pause for a minute here. Hang on 1 second.
Are we pausing the video or no?
Yeah, I'm going to stop the video because I don't know how long it's going to be. So 17 minutes in, we're going to hit a pause. All right. So we had to adjust some things. Things were delivered that needed to be moved.
Yeah, it is that time of shipping year. Container.
Dude, I love having it out there. By the way, I have a old buddy from my mission who is a graffiti artist. He lives in Colorado Springs.
Tell me he's coming.
Oh, you better believe I reach out to him. I'm like, dude, I got a blank canvas for you. I want unfiltered creativity here, dude.
Yeah, what's he going to charge you?
He's going to charge me a lot. Not much I can tell you. I don't know yet because he's yet to say when he'll be able to come. And so we haven't really got down hard dirty on what it's actually going to cost to get this thing done. I've got my cousin coming to actually paint it a regular, a flat color throughout the whole thing. And then I want him to come and do, I know he's in Colorado Springs, so I don't know if he's going to be able to do a great job of
2 for 1.
You got one you want to get done
my backyard wall. I want my backyard wall done. It's just a white wall.
Yeah.
But it would just be cool to do some kind of mural back there. So, and a graffiti, it could be my last name on the wall. I don't care. Literally, whatever you want. Just take an idea and run with it.
Your HOA is not going to get on your back about that?
It's my back wall. There's nothing, nobody can see it.
Oh, as long as nobody can see it. I don't know. Dude, I haven't lived in an HOA in a while, so I don't remember exactly what all the rules are.
My HOA isn't too bad. I had my trailer parked there for freaking, 2-3 weeks and they didn't even say anything. And I just found a spot to put it. I'm putting it over here actually about a place called Carefree RV Storage. It's really nice. It's $200 a month, which isn't great, but at the same time, they have a wash bay, they have ice, they have dump station, they have everything you'd need all right there, and it's all covered. So I'm like,
yeah, that's actually pretty nice to have all that. So I was gonna say you could have put it at my house, but I don't know the rest of that stuff.
Well, I had it at Kara and Carl's, but their business is growing, and I get it, and it's been, and quite honestly, it just beats in the sun. I spent $800-900 on a cover. It lasts me 6 months because the sun destroys it and the wind comes through there one time, and then there's no warranty for crap on them. So I'm like, if you think about it, just break it logically, I'm not spending that much more over 4 or 5 months. And now it's at a place where I can just roll in, grab it, pull it out. It's covered all the time. I don't have to worry about
being able to have the place to dump. That is nice,
dude. And they're the wash bays themselves are 2 giant RV wash bays, which they have foam brushes, they have tire cleaner, they have all this stuff. So I might just go out there on a Saturday and pull it into there and just clean it up, and then that way it's ready to go. Because the inside's already nice, but the outside they're out in the elements all the time. They get dirty. But I just figured why not? I guess, and it's not that far. It's right by the pork shop almost out there, just on that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And
okay.
Dude, talk about a money pit, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
They have over 400 spots and they're $200. Like the lowest one's like $150. So let's just for easy sake of just $100. Mm-hmm. That's 40 grand. Is my math right? A month that you're making?
You're talking about
100 times 40.
Yeah.
10 would be.
Add 2 zeros.
400 times 40 or times 100. Yeah. So 40 grand a month you're making just from having
just straight up revenue, man.
And I'm sure there's obviously with some upfront costs and all that stuff.
There always is.
Yeah. But like you're still like making a lot of money.
Dude, the thing, so me and Bone actually talked about doing this is just buying a lot out here, building a house on it. And then put a small house at one end, and on the other end, just have it all RV parking.
Well, that's what. So I was talking to the lady. So she lives on property. She works for the company. She's worked for them for 10 or 12 years.
How many
now.
bays did you say? 400.
400 times $100 a month.
Yeah. Okay, because I thought you said 40. I was like,
no, that would be $4 grand. So it's got to be.
That's not worth it.
40,000.
Yeah, it's four. If there's 400 bays,
yeah,
40,000.
Yeah, my spot. It's got. I mean, it'd be more. My spot is 379. My number is 379, and there's still other rows. I just don't know how they're, right. Sizing and stuff, how it's all laid out. But dude, it's crazy. Like if you think about, what are you doing? Like she lives on property, and so she's always there. They got their cameras. It is all asphalt. So I know there's a lot of upfront costs.
I'm sure the upfront costs a lot. The maintenance cost though is probably not high.
Minimal.
Yeah, it's probably not super high. But
power. If
I remember the one you're talking about, it's just south of Combs, right? Like almost a block south of it. Well, there's a church out there on Combs Road.
So it's just past there. It's like there's an industrial complex, and it's right there, and then the pork shop.
Yeah,
like it's all on the south side.
Like, it's not on Combs, right? It's like just south of it.
No, it's on Combs. Like, right now they're redoing construction out there, so like they're making. So you're actually on the northbound. You're on westbound side of traffic because both are going that way.
Yeah,
but it's right off of Combs Road. Like you turn into the.
I always thought that there was like you could almost put a strip mall in front of it or something.
No.
Okay, then I'm not thinking of the same place.
I mean, maybe at one point there was because Combs Road was so far off the road, but now they've built up. They're making it double lane.
Yeah, dude, I haven't driven down Combs in a while because of that
pork shop.
I actually don't. I've never been to the pork shop.
What?
Never been. I know exactly where it is. Never been.
Listen, bro. Like I'm gonna tell you right now. Go in March because now it's right. They have dollar brats.
Okay,
and they're already cooked and in buns and in.
Okay, if that's for real, they're dollar brats. You can't. Kidding. I couldn't buy them raw for that.
They have bacon wrapped ones for $1.50.
What?
Bro, they are the best brats ever. You'll see these family, like when it's your time for team dinner or team lunch or team whatever after a game, they go and get I'll take 50 brats and they just have them in ice chests all over the place.
No
already wrapped.
Freaking way, dude.
They are so good. And you get relish, mustard and stuff on the side.
It's only this only in March?
October and March. I think
Oktoberfest.
I don't know. It's just October and March. I have no idea. Just because it's football, I guess. I don't know. But that's when they'll do it.
Dude, that almost sounds like a fake deal. Like there's no way it can be that good.
It is, dude. And their food. That's
like Costco hot dog good deal.
Bro, I'm telling you, their food in there. They have all kinds of pork, like jerky.
I know that they have a whole bunch of different goods that they sell. Like
we should go on remote location.
There's like a green chili pork burrito that they do and stuff like that. Like I knew all that, but I don't know. I just didn't know. Like I'm not in that area when I'm going to eat.
You're not that far.
No, I'm not.
You're really not, right? Like I have to go a little farther than. But dude, it is worth it on just like when you're out and about. Just shoot down Combs, go in there and walk through.
This whole thing started because of Combs, right? I don't drive down Combs. We got a bunch of homes over there in that area, southeast of that. So I go the whole back route because I don't want to deal with the construction on Combs because it's so bad.
Then go the back route, go up Schneff Road.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, that is the reason why it is still big and still there, and it is now. It's kind of in an area with homes. Before,
it was on the outskirts of everything.
You had to drive where you were just like, where am I going? And all of a sudden, there's a pork shop. But dude, their pork butt, their pork belly. Oh my gosh, dude, it is. It's just fresh. Like they obviously don't kill them there, but I feel like they kill them there. Does that make sense? Because there's no
I think they butcher them there.
They very well may do stuff in the back. I don't know how, but like you can't say, hey, can I get like a 6-pounder? And he'll be like, let me go see what we have, and he'll try to find one that looks 6 pounds. This is about as close as we got, and you can put it on there. But oh my gosh, dude, they have samples of salami and all kinds of stuff all the time. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so good,
dude. I love it when you get in this mode. I freaking love it when you're in this mode.
I love talking about food, dude. I have a problem.
Oh, dude. Speaking of talking, have you seen those commercials? Those weird commercials for the Google Gemini? Have you seen those? Mm-hmm. Dude, this is where the Will Smith and iRobot comes out on me. Okay? There's these full-on commercials of people straight up just talking to an AI chat box that talks back to them. It's Google Gemini's AI, right? It's not ChatGPT. But dude, the whole commercial is of people not talking to other people, just talking to their phone. And it's not another person on the phone. It's freaking AI.
I don't understand. Like, what is the draw to that? Is it because you were never lonely?
Here's the thing that I thought when I was watching this. I'm like, this commercial is done by people who think that this would be cool because they don't talk to other people.
Yeah.
Like, if you, because, and maybe I'm judging people. Obviously, I'm judging people. My thought is, dude, that terrifies me for the future. I already think we spend too much time alone and online.
Well, we talked about this with the whole, like the video, the AI, the View, the Apple View.
Yeah. The ProVision or whatever it was. Apple ProVision or whatever they called it.
Yeah, we talked about it because it's just, you're secluding. It was the Ready Player One.
Yes, straight up, man.
We talked about it. Yeah, like
it's
this
like
is
we're getting
there.
We have all these, I mean, granted they are fictional stories, but like, can't all of us see us go in this direction? But
it's like somebody watched it and they're smart enough to say, hey, we're going to make this happen because I like this movie.
Yeah, I could do that. We can make that happen. It's just, dude, it is the weirdest thing. Because like the way that the commercial ends is this woman, she's talking to the phone, right? And it's talking back. And as she's coming up the stairs, her husband's like, oh, hey, who are you talking to? She's like, oh, it's Gemini. And the guy, and then Gemini chat, hi, Todd, or whatever the guy's name is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking weird.
You remember the movie Minority Report?
Yeah.
And there they go to that one where he's trying to get the thing, and you've got all different types of these people, and it's like this. That's where we're headed.
Yes, that's exactly where we're headed.
I mean, they've already got adult robots doing things in other countries right now that you're like,
do you know what
is going on?
Do you know what Robot Chicken is?
No,
it's a show on Comedy Central where what do they call it? It's like Adult Swim is what they call it. It's like the right. You know what Adult Swim is? Okay, yeah. So but it's a claymation thing, right? And the whole joke behind it is I should have sent it to you. I just saw it the other day. It was a reel that came across, and it's talking about how China has created these like super lifelike robots. Now all the robots are like, the faces are females, but then once you go from the face down, it's a robot. Like you can tell it's clearly a robot. They're talking about how unreal it is and how lifelike it is. And then it quickly switches over to a Robot Chicken clip that they did years ago. And the guy's like, can you it? And the guy's like, what? He's like, can you it? And they're like, no. And everyone's like, oh, they all walk out and everyone leaves. But that's exactly where we're headed.
Dude, it's crazy.
We're headed down that freaking weird road,
There's
man.
a documentary, I think, on Netflix or one of the streaming platforms about those kind of robots. You're talking about the adult robots?
Yeah.
Dude.
And
the people making these things, they are not these people you think of. They're like in the backwoods of like North Carolina with all this kind of like crazy, probably hyped up on some meth or something. And they're doing, I'm like, why is this a thing for you?
Dude, I don't understand, man. Like I said, there is already like an epidemic around the world of loneliness, right? And we are just like foot to the floor on the pedal to get there with things like this. Like, I don't have to talk to a human being. I can just talk to AI. It'll talk right back to me. Like I have a friend. That's not weird, right? I don't have to get married because there's so many sex toys out there that will never say no. It's like,
that will never say no.
We all know what I'm talking about.
I know. It's just funny the way you put it that way. You're right. They don't say no.
But that's the reason why you go that road. Like it's astonishing. It is crazy to me. I remember in freshman year of college, I was taking a sociology class, and this was in 2008 or 9. Okay, so this was years ago.
Yeah.
And then they were talking about how in Japan, their negative birth rate was becoming such an issue because young men were terrified of talking to women because they had plentiful access to porn and sex toys.
Yeah.
So why talk to a girl? And it was scary. They couldn't do it. And so birth rates were way down. Marriage rates way down. And so that was like a serious problem. Now, I don't know if that's still the case.
16 years ago.
16 years ago. I don't think it's gotten any better.
I think it's gotten worse because our phones have come to the point where now you don't need your phone is your access to everything.
Everything. And not only that, but like I'm almost positive our birth rate here in the United States is going down. So it's things like that.
Or people that are reproducing shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's always been kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Those that probably shouldn't reproduce the most, and those that probably should reproduce the least. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's one of those things like AI. I mean, I can see why it's got so many beneficial things. And let's. I'm not trying to be fully Will Smith about this thing.
There's a place for it.
But I mean, once it starts taking over your personal relationships and substituting itself like that, that's just weird. That's just weird.
it's out of control. And then didn't Elon Musk say at one point in the next 5 years, everybody's going to have a robot at their house?
Yeah.
I'm like, hard no. I've seen
I have
iRobot.
seen this.
Like, no. Does Skynet mean anything to you? Like, no. I don't understand. Like, it's like these guys forget these movies exist, and it's like, no. You taught me a long time ago at a very youthful age. Skynet's the problem.
To very strongly distrust.
I'm not going to be your John Connor. Like, I'm not doing it.
It's just, it's things like that. Listen, like, I love technology. I think it's awesome. I love getting, like, I'm looking at my computer right now. Somebody said, I got an update. Cool. Let's update this thing. But if I was in a car, now, and you have a Tesla.
Yep.
Do you ever worry that when you get this update, that update is either going to completely wreck your car, like now you can't, because you're driving a computer, is essentially what you're doing, or that suddenly you don't have control. Like, you're going to be driving down the freeway, and then they're going to, I know you
can't go there.
I keep bringing up AI from Will Smith, right?
But no, I get it.
And then suddenly you're not driving anymore. It's driving, and you can't stop that.
No, like, there's a fear. I get it. So, like, they gave us the last 30 days, they gave us that self-driving thing, the full self-driving thing for free, right? They do this every 6 months or so to try to get you to pay. What's crazy is they must not get enough buy-in on it, because it was at like 10 grand when it first started. It went up to like 15 grand. And now it's down to $8,000 if you want it, or you can pay a monthly of $100 a month, right? So it's now, when we first got it, it was like, oh, you had to like still be holding onto the wheel, and like, what's the point in having full self-service if I have to hold on to the wheel? If I can't actually, if it won't actually drive itself. Yeah. So, well, I found out just the other day, we put it in from coming back from a soccer game.
Yeah.
Because it was almost over, and Gianna was like, yeah, no, like, it's come a long way. Like, I used it on the way home, and I'm like, yeah, we have to touch the steering wheel. And she goes, not anymore. I was like, what? So she's like, no, watch, try it. So I put in home on the address, double clicked it down, dude. It drove its whole way home by itself. And I literally sat with my hands just sitting back like this. And then, like, if you looked away for too long, it would start flashing because there's a camera in the car.
Yeah.
But I closed my eyes and I waited like 20 seconds and didn't do nothing. But I got scared. Like,
how could you keep your eyes closed for 20 seconds? I don't know how you could do that.
It was a stretch, but there was nobody in front of me because we were on Sossaman. So I knew that we were coming up to the Pecos light. I was like, okay, I have time right now. There's nobody around. And sure enough, dude, it changes lanes on its own. It does all that stuff. And your hands aren't even on the wheel. It's super cool, but it's super scary.
See, that is so sketchy to me.
I'm just pissed they took it away. I was hoping I'd have it for Thanksgiving because I have to drive to Jen's house in Buckeye. I'm like, put that thing on the address. I'm just going to sit back and just chill, dude. But
so going back to this, when it comes to the birth rate, so in Japan, right? So I'm looking here at this chart, and this is according to Nippon.com, your doorway to Japan. So I don't know. Okay. Nippon, I know, is a Japanese word. I also know that it's a company that's trying to buy Pittsburgh Steel.
Huh. Weird.
Nippon
Not
Steel.
No more. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Well, that's actually something that I really hope that doesn't happen. I know that they actually, I want to say that the Biden administration put a clamp down on that purchase and basically made it almost impossible to happen. I haven't heard whether or not it's canceled or not.
I'm sure. Did you see what Trump's doing with the tariffs for illegal immigration stuff?
So the way I heard that broken down was the reason why he's saying illegal immigration is because that's his way of getting around it without having to go through Congress.
Yeah.
Because he can put those tariffs on there claiming
as
national security.
Order, yeah.
Right. But if he doesn't, then we have to go through Congress and we have to get everybody to approve the tariffs.
No.
So, and
he's playing politics.
He is playing politics, and not only that, but like, are those things actually happening? Yeah, they kind of are. So it's not like it's not completely crazy that he's saying this. But, so anybody that didn't know, there's a 25% tariff on all imports coming out of Mexico and Canada. Which, by the way, Mexico's our biggest trade partner.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anybody knew that, but they're our biggest trade partner. And the reason why they're saying is because of illegal immigration and drugs.
Yeah.
It's funny to say that about Canada because you're like, illegal immigration from Canada?
I think.
I guess.
I don't know, bro. I'll tell you right now. I've been to Mexico and back, and I've been to Canada and back in a car, and I got ridiculed way more coming out of Canada than I did coming out of Mexico.
And I think it's probably because coming out of Mexico, you look like a white guy. They're like, oh, this guy's good.
Yeah, dude. In Canada, she was like, oh, yeah, I asked the questions here. I was like, hold on, lady. I'm just my first time. Like, never been north of the border here. Like, so my sister, they live in Montana. They go to this lake that spans the border of Canada and in America, and when they're wake surfing or whatever they're doing on the lake, they got a Canada flag and a United States flag, and when there's somebody passes, they just wave the Canadian flag. Hey, like, welcome. Like, nobody cares. So it's like, hey, if you wanted to cross the border illegally, just go wakeboarding on that lake. I don't know what lake it was. So anyway, going back to this birth rate. So right now, when I guess about when I was in that class, it was near an all-time low. It was at 1.35 per female. So
1.35 kids per female. It reached a peak in 2015 of 1.45 kids per female. And it is now down below 1.2. They're barely above replacement.
Which is a big drop when you really think about it. It doesn't seem like much when you put it out like that, but when you really think about what those numbers mean.
Yeah, and so then I'm also looking here. They have another chart that says births and deaths versus marriages and divorces per year. The births in 1950 per year were they're at about 2.75 million births in that year. They're all the way down in 2020 to 750,000. 750,000. So we're down 2 million over a course of 70 years in that country. And the same thing, marriages peaked in the 70s, just over a million, we'll say 1.1. Now below 490,000. Okay. And divorces have pretty much stayed level. They kind of hit it up to about, we'll say 250, but they're now about, I don't know, 200 or so. And that's one small country. Just one small country. Right now, their overall population, natural population increase and decrease. They are currently decreasing population by nearly 1 million per year based on their death and birth rates. Like, Japan is ceasing, not because of crime.
No, just
because they don't talk to each other. And because
of AI.
Yeah, AI and weird, creepy stuff that you can buy in seedy stores where the lights aren't really high.
You know what I want to know about Japan and the birth rates and the marriages over there?
Yeah.
Do they hyphenate names?
Oh, bro. Dude. Okay. Tell me that doesn't bug the crap out of you.
Oh, it absolutely does.
It is so insane right now. I remember back in the day, we used to think that a hyphenated last name was like, oh, that's the most like new age thing in the world. How weird are you? Every freaking player in any professional sport now has got a hyphenated name. Everywhere.
It doesn't matter. And then here's the thing that gets me with the hyphenated name is they can use either one. Like when they sign their name, they'll put, and typically that's a cultural thing, right? And I understand why it happens, or like, especially in the Hispanic culture, it seems to be a wife's or the mom's last name and then the husband's last name.
Yeah.
For like, especially for kids, right? Like you get both. So I mean, whatever, it's a cultural thing, whatever. But it's like I can sign my name Ortega or Gonzalez. Like it doesn't matter. It's both, right?
It's so.
And I'm like, that's really weird,
dude. It's to the point where like, okay, do you know who? Remember, there were at one point in the NFL there were two Josh Allens. One was a fantastic pass rusher for the Jaguars, and the other was Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Bills. Josh Allen, pass rusher for the Jaguars, plays for the Jaguars, so nobody knows who he is. Got sick of it. He now has a hyphenated last name. It's Josh Hines Allen. Dude, you're adding to the problem here, man.
Bro, we should. Well, that's like I think it's great that you can just change your name. By the way, it cracks me up. Do anything you want. Remember Chad Ochocinco.
Him and Meta World Peace, the two best examples of it.
Like, I'm just gonna go randomly change my name. I can't restart over in life that way. It's like,
I know.
You get one time in your lifetime, you can do a reset button and change your name and completely wipe away any kind of problems or anything you have.
Yes. Dude, I just think it's insane. Like one of the things that I was listening to this quick little clip. It was this marriage and family counselor talking to Cam Newton, previous quarterback used to be for the Panthers and Patriots.
Who now is known for wearing ridiculous,
being the weirdest.
outfits.
I mean, his style is out of control.
It's not
so
even good.
Weird.
Like, no. I think he's trying so hard to be unique. He's ugly.
Yeah, it is terrible. If anybody wants to look it up, just look up Cam Newton hats.
Yeah.
I mean, it is bad.
Screams douchebag.
It's like the worst hat you've ever seen in a Southern church lady and the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
On a 6'5"
and his
quarterback.
Cornrowed hair, like the afro, whatever it is always like coming out the top.
Oh yeah, it's
dreads, whatever they're called.
It's not. They're not cornrows. They're dreads.
Yeah, dreads. That's the word.
You have to be nasty to get dreads.
Yeah, I'm like, no thanks.
It's a gross process to get dreads. No. Anyway, so she's talking to Cam Newton. Cam Newton has, according to him, 8 kids, 3 baby mamas. Okay. And he's justifying this by saying, well, I'm not rushing into a relationship to get married. I'm taking my time to make sure I marry the right one. And the marriage counselor is like, respectfully, you're not.
Yeah.
You're using because you're afraid of commitment. Like, I'm sure any one of these women would be a great wife to you if you were to actually commit to them. You're unwilling to do so. And because of that, you're creating a whole bunch of broken homes. So 8 kids, 3 moms. What are those kids' names, by the way? I mean, he may probably knows them, but their last name is not going to be just straight Newton. It's probably going to be Newton Johnson or, whatever it might be with a hyphenation. And how often do they see dad? Rarely, right? What home do they live in? And I'm from I'm a huge family, dude. I'm the 7th of 11 kids.
I know.
We all grew up in the same home. We all have the same last name. Like, same mom and dad. So, and stuff like that, dude. Like, the hyphenated last name is more like a pet peeve of anything. If anybody got to know me on the show, I got a lot of pet peeves. Things that bother me. Right?
It's the whole point in this show. It's a platform to get off your
that's exactly
off your chest.
But the hyphenated last name, it's like, I also look at it and say, like, what's wrong with tradition? And
dude, I hate it because I don't have a boy. So I told my girls, I'm like, hey, you're going to hyphenate your last name.
Well, Shalay talked about doing that. And I was like, are you serious? Like,
bro, I tell you what right now, it was kind of like a joke, but I think I was partly serious. I was like, no, when I get married, there's no hyphenation. You're either taking my last name or we're not getting married. Sorry, but not sorry.
I don't want to be like a weird traditional jerk about it, but
I'm going to be a weird traditional jerk about it.
Yeah,
that's the whole point,
it's
right?
It's just weird. Dude, it's just kind of a weird thing when you're like, hey, so what's your last name? You guys are married? You guys don't have the same last name?
Then what'd you get married for? Yeah, there's really no tax benefit to being married. You actually get more out of being, if you're a single, quote unquote, single mother living on the government, but living with your fiance you haven't married yet.
Mm-hmm. With kids.
All the benefits in the world.
Dude, the dependent.
You've committed to each other, but you've got this dependent, government's like, hey, because you're a single mom, we're going to throw as much money as we can at you. I'm like, man, we did this wrong. We should have played the system.
So I remember talking to my brother. His wife is from the Dominican Republic, and none of their kids, his last name is Pugmire, but they aren't her last name either. It's kind of it's a weird tradition they have in the Dominican Republic, the way that they choose their last name. One, his kids have 4 or 5 names. Okay. Yeah. And that's, normal, the typical thing, for Latin America. Right. But the way that they pick the girl's last name and the way that they pick the boy's last name is, I remember her trying to explain it to me, but I was like, that sounds so hard. And she's like, well, how do you guys pick it? I'm like, just the dad's last name. And she's like, oh, that sounds so much easier. And they're pregnant. They're having another kid. And she's like, probably just going to do that. It's just I'm not saying that's what you have to do. It just sounds like the tradition you're following is very hard to follow. But if it's what you grew up with, I guess it's what you grew up with. But dude, stop hyphenating your freaking last names, people.
Yeah, just pick one.
Yeah, Josh Hines Allen. You're a really good football player, but god dang, man. Just pick a last name. Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got to say for us cheese bags.
Like fat kids and dodgeball, we're out. The JJ and Pug Show theme song is written, composed, and performed by Lane Hartman. Thank you to Highland Communities for the support of our show. You can find the JJ and Pug Show on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and anywhere you listen to your podcast. Just Google us if you're confused. Remember to share the show with your friends and family. Subscribe wherever you listen. Buy a shirt, reach out to us, and place an order. Each shirt is $20, and if we can hand deliver it, we will, but if we have to ship it, it'll be $25. If you're able, feel free to support us by sending a donation to us by going to kfo.com/the JJ and Pug Show. That's ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. And thanks again to all who listen. We really appreciate your support for our show, and we hope to continue to grow.